Hello, and welcome to the Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Each week, they bring you conversations with local Christian businesses and business owners. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Catch the audio on KWIL 790 AM Monday evenings at 6 p.m. The Experience Local is brought to you each week by wonderful sponsors.
BBSI, payroll, workers' comp, HR and business consulting services. BBSI.com. Independent merchant brokers, low-cost and no-cost debit and credit card processing. 877-460-4747. IndependentMerchantBrokers.com. Bosun Hub. Since 2012, Bosun Hub has built over 350 websites and many ad campaigns. BosunHub.com. Adams Ribs Smokehouse, 210 State Street in Salem. 503-362-2194. AdamsRibsSmokehouse.com.
And now, your hosts for the Experience Local, Russ and Scott.
Hey, good morning.
Here we are.
Welcome to the Experience Local, live with Russ and Scott. We are here live for you today. How's it going, Scott?
Hey, it is great. We've been on the road. We were in Dallas. We were in Waco. We were in Houston today. We are in Rockport, Texas, down on the Gulf course. That's the Gulf Coast. Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Close to
golf
Corpus Christi. On our way to San Antonio. We'll be in San Antonio tomorrow.
That is so great. Hey, really making the rounds there. And, that this is the wonderful thing about technology. You can come to us from anywhere, and that's an amazing thing. So, Scott, so glad you're here today. And I'm so glad that everybody is watching or listening today. We love Mondays. We love to be able to come to you on the Experience Local, all about our local community and believers in business in our local community. We're going to talk more about that, but we're just so thankful not only for our amazing guests that we have throughout the Willamette Valley into Oregon and even Southwest Washington, but also we're just thankful for our sponsors that you've already heard from today as well. Right, Scott?
Yeah, absolutely. It's what makes it all possible. And today's guest, Michael Holt from LinkedIt Media, he's another good friend. You'll find here on the Experience Local that we have lots of good friends.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, we do. We're blessed with lots of good friends. And, I was just thinking actually about our guest list, and there's so many people that I still need to get on that list. And yet we're so far booked out already. I'm just thankful for these people that are willing to share their time and their value with the community and their how their faith interacts with their value. We're just so thankful for that. And Scott, besides being in Texas, do you have anything special going on this week?
Well, we will be at the Texas Library Association conference. They're sharing a booth with Liz Lawless and a few other authors. So Christine and I will be there promoting books. So look for some live streams. We're going to do some recordings and do some live streaming out there on the social channels. So it'll be a lot of fun and just a great chance to meet a lot of people that are also interested in books.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to tell everybody at dscottsmith.com or russhedge.com, you can get all the books that Scott and I have been able to put out that are also available on Amazon. And so thankful for the ability to add value to all of you. My recent book, Perspectives on Cancer, many of you know that I've gone through a cancer journey. Would love for you to get a copy of that today. And so thankful for this opportunity today, though, to speak to Michael Holt. And I think we should just bring him in the house, Scott.
Absolutely.
Let's
let
do
the fun
it.
begin.
All right. Yeah. Let the fun begin. Mr. Michael Holt is in the house. How you doing, Michael?
Hey, buddy. How you doing? D. Scott, you're on the golf course or where are you, D. Scott? What's going on?
Yeah, if I can speak clearly, we are on the Gulf Coast of Texas in
I think I'd go for a golf course over the golf course.
Well, maybe we could do
Yeah,
both. We could find a golf course on the Gulf Coast
I love
there
it.
you go.
and
Well, good
say
to see
that's
you
the
That
guys.
is
best.
I'm
a
excited. I'm excited to be here with you.
Yeah, we're
thank
happy to
you.
have you,
That's a
Michael.
tongue twister. Yep. Well, Michael, listen, we're going to start off with the basics, my friend. Scott and I already know the amazing things you're doing, but give everybody a little snippet. Who is Michael Holt? What is this amazing local business that you are doing that actually expands beyond that? But you really have a heart for the local community because although you are based out of Southwest Washington, you work in the Mid Valley with a lot of the businesses here in this area as well.
Yeah, we love you guys down there. You guys, I love local. I love people, and the magic to create a business. We're the inventor of the LinkedIt Local program, where we really help link local businesses together to promote community, and that can work anywhere. But first off, I just want to say thank you. It's tax day. I'm not sure if everybody's out there has got their taxes taken care of. If not, make sure you file that extension. But you know what? Again, I'm a father of four, guys. As you know, I love Jesus, and you know what? I grew up around a poker table, a card table, and what I mean is, when I was 8 years old, I used to go down to the local card room and watch these players play around the table, and ended up having a 30-plus career in little mini casinos here in the Southwest Washington area, right across Portland, the I-5 bridge. And I was truly blessed to be around so many types of individuals, but my passion is to influence and inspire. And I've had the great pleasure. I'm the co-owner of LinkedIt Media along with my daughter. And we were blessed when COVID hit. We didn't know at the time how the blessing was going to take off to be what the man above had in store with us. But that 33-year career went away. And my daughter sat down with dad and said, "Hey, there's an opportunity here for you to take your expertise, and let's talk about it." So that's what we did. We formed LinkedIt Media Local, and we're just blessed. We're just blessed out trying to chase what the man above has in store for us.
So I love the business that you have. I love the origin story, and so tell us a little bit about how this idea started, and then tell us exactly what it means. I mean, connecting local businesses, that's good at the high level, but tell us exactly what does it mean for a business?
Yeah, that's awesome, D. Scott. Really, what happened is when COVID hit, we were all kind of in a little bit of shock and awe, and we were getting in. Our business started in 2021, and the way that we designed it, or the way that my daughter came to me, was, if you remember, all the restaurants and the local businesses were very concerned, especially the restaurant industry was challenged. We were having a difficult time getting out. And when we did, if you went into a restaurant, you weren't getting a menu handed to you anymore. You were actually had met with a QR code that you would scan your phone to, and then you would look at that menu. You can see I've got glasses on. So my daughter has had some time in the merchant service business, as well a little into advertisement. And with my 33-year plus career, I was the general manager of our little mini casinos, overseeing about 430 employees. And I had the opportunity to become the chief brand officer as I was preparing to become the CEO of these little casinos. When COVID hit, everything shut down, and the owner ended up selling, and it allowed me to team up with my daughter. And so LinkedIt Local, the way that it was formed was, business owners were wanting to do business with each other. Community people wanted to help one another. And so we seen a great opportunity to link businesses together by going into popular locations, mainly like restaurants and breweries and nail salons, where people naturally gather. And we gave them 55-inch screen TVs, and we gave them a content management system along with the creative team for that local business to promote their products and services. And we did that all for no cost, as long as they would let the local businesses network with them by putting advertisement up on those screens as well. And, the concept took on, like you said, D. Scott, it's not your typical advertisement, although on the surface it is, right? You buy a full page ad or a 30-second video and you're able to reach and engage with a target market that you normally wouldn't. But the magic was that the business owners were encouraged to meet up with one another, introduce each other, and kind of get to know, because like Russ, you teach all the time, people buy from who they know, like, and trust. And it gave that business owner an opportunity to show his appreciation by going in and having a bite to eat with his customers, and vice versa. The teammates that were looking at those screens at the businesses would have an opportunity to connect and help one another. And it's just been magical what's been happening with it.
Yeah, I love that whole gather mentality, because I'm a firm believer that we are better together, and bringing people together is always a good thing. And then giving them this opportunity to support their community through these video screens and all that you do, it's really a unique thing. And I know that they also get a screen to help support their business as well. So it's double promoting them. And, I think what goes around comes around. When you're willing to reach out and support your community, there you go. You get that extra little thing that helps you support yourself as well. And I think that is very magical. But, first off, I just want to take a break here and remind everybody that we're talking to Michael Holt of LinkedIt Media Group, who is an amazing individual who does amazing things that he is speaking about today through marketing and using screens in businesses to promote local community. But Michael, your faith has really entered into everything that you're doing. What a blessing it is that we all serve the same amazing Savior, but you have really integrated that into your business. Tell about how important that is to all that you do with your business.
Yeah, thank you for that, Russ. Yeah, and it's not Michael Holt who's amazing. I'm truly blessed that the good Lord lays on my heart and teaches. I took pottery and PE at my local college to get prepared for my career. I mean, he took an ordinary person, and you know what he taught us? He just taught us to love unconditional. I think that's what the good book teaches. And the other thing that is taught a lot that I carry close to me is, if you serve enough others, you're going to get what you need. And that's, what the Lord does is he gives us the wisdom and he helps us solve problems. And we can do that by helping one another. So it's a pretty simple concept. But coming back to LinkedIt Media, one of the things I think is interesting is when I lost my job, there was a business owner that my daughter was working with that was kind of looking to maybe allow me to come and work with them and take my leadership skills and the things that I acquired being in the casino industry for so long, and wanted me to come to work for them. And my daughter was currently working with her. And about 3 days after the initial request for me to maybe meet up, my daughter came home and said, "Hey, Dad, you're never going to go work for this lady because she doesn't have your values. She doesn't have the same beliefs that you do." And I know I've mentioned to D. Scott and both you, Russ, that I want to write a book. It's called The 5 F Words That Every Parent Should Teach Their Kids. And D. Scott, I promise you, before the year is over, that book, and no, I'm working on it.
I'll hold you to it.
I'm working on it. But, those 5 F words, and what was critical about that is the 5 F words are your faith, your finance, your fitness, your family and friends. And I say family and friends as 1 F because if you're my friend, I'm going to love you like my family. And the 5th F is having some fun. So what we did was we really wanted to let Jesus, take the wheel, lead with our faith. And being around that casino industry, around those poker tables, you met all walks of life. And I learned so much being around so many different types of individuals that I learned that at the end of these careers up in the casino industry, the teammates really had great success making some money, but the values were off a little bit. So we had an opportunity to be able to take those 5 F words and really put them to work inside our business. So we're creating a business model that is not just talk, although it's tough sometimes to implement all of that, but really around those 5 F words. And again, we're having some great success with it.
Yeah, I love that. And, I've had a chance to visit you and your facility, your office there. And a lot of people talk about integrating faith in their business. Sometimes it's hard to do, but you have really made strides to integrate this into the culture of your business. So if you could tell us a little bit about how you do that and what a workday might look like at LinkedIt Media.
Yeah, you know what D. Scott, we loved you. The team loved you too. And I don't know if you remember the big screen TV, but we'll kind of tell that story that when you come to our office, you become part of the LinkedIn family. But you know, our workday is that what we try and do daily is kind of walk the talk. So a typical day here at LinkedIn Media, our sales team will come into work. We work a Monday through Friday, 7 to 3 a.m. schedule, and you get an hour off for lunch.
That'd be 3 p.m., right? Not
Yes,
3 a.m.
7 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's right.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, and they get an hour lunch break. And the thought was Monday through Friday, we wanted to set up a schedule that people would come and gather for work and have fun doing it, but they could also get home to their family and get to the kids' events and really have that opportunity or flexibility to participate in things that we knew that was important. When I grew up in the casino industry, there was a lot of times that I couldn't make it because of holidays, around the clock, working late nights. So we wanted to put that in place. And then what we do is we give an hour of personal development every morning. So every morning, like today, Monday is a motivational Monday. You'll come in and, you know, earlier on your show, Russ, you talked about Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, you know, there's Brian Tracy. There's all kinds of great timeless lessons that these gurus have shared with us over time that the team will get usually a 30-minute presentation of something that motivates them and gets them excited. And then what we'll do is we always will play some type of a game. So, you know, last Friday we did Family Feud. I'm their host. I'm not Steve Harvey, but we have a lot of fun. And the team gets that energy and synergy together. And then what they will do is then they will go out and share on the phone the opportunity to be featured on our local screens around town. So we do that. We teach them. Dave Ramsey, you know, they had the 7 baby steps to financial freedom. On Fridays, we would teach them. We'd watch Dave's shows and videos. And not that they all have to do that, but what we're trying to do is give them those life skills and lessons that they may or may not know, and allow them to kind of drip on them to get them to start thinking about their future.
Yeah, well, I love that. I mean, I love the life lessons that you're continuing to share throughout your local business and community, and your faith permeates that. And I just love that about you, Michael. You are so inspiring in all that you do. Have you always been that way, or did you have to struggle through to get? Sometimes faith can be a struggle through to get to where you want to go. And with employees, it's not always easy, right?
Yeah. Well, no, and you're balancing it, right? I mean, we're just supposed to be planting the seed. We're not pushing anything on top of anybody. You know, we're just sharing the opportunity to know, you know, to think about, you know, life and what life is about. You know, I grew up in that casino industry, which is interesting, right? I mean, some people would look at that as kind of, you know, they're gambling and they're drinking and they're, you know, they're bad people there at those casinos. They're taking your money and they're doing all kinds of things. But, you know, as a kid, I grew up playing cards. We played cribbage, we played pinochle, we played poker. My mom had 5 brothers and 5 sisters. And so, you know, coming to a card table and playing cards was okay. And what we were able to do at those little mini casinos was we learned to serve cards and food and drink responsibly. And what I mean by that is I was with a team of people that if you drank too much at our casino, we cut you off. We bought you something to eat. We paid for your cab ride home. And we had you arrested if you tried to get in your car and drive off. Most businesses don't do that, but we thought that you could serve gaming responsible. If you had a gambling problem, you were barred for a minimum of 6 months, and you had to be interviewed by me, the general manager, to be allowed back in to these card rooms. And now these are privately owned card rooms. They're not your tribal casinos. So we just thought you could serve responsible. And that is where the faith comes in, is that, you know, you have an opportunity to do anything and to do it with good values and lead with those values is what was important to us.
You know, Michael,
Right.
Your story is just wonderful and it's very inspiring. You ended up with the change of career because of COVID. Your daughter had this idea, and together you founded LinkedIt Media. And reminding everybody, this is our special guest, Michael Holt of LinkedIt Media Group, and placing screens in businesses so they can share advertising with each other. And I love that. If I can sit in a restaurant and find out about the local veterinarian or vice versa, this is a great way to connect the community. Uh, Not everything is rosy, and I hope this isn't too painful. But in your business, you had a tragedy a while back with one of your team members.
Yeah.
And this is one of the times when we have the opportunity to really demonstrate who we are. So if you could you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, 2022, 2023, we didn't only have one tragedy. We had a lot of loss that took place, and what we had one of our teammates' brothers that committed suicide, which that happens, and we work hard to shine that light. But then we had another sales rep that was in a car accident that took his life. And my sister, she was part of our sales team here. She lost her life. And on top of that, the final thing that happened was my daughter's boyfriend ended up losing his life. So we lost 4 teammates in a very short period of time. And I'll tell you, that is when you lean on your faith. That's when you go in and really, I mean, you can go the opposite way, right? When tragic happens like that and in abundance, you can get turned off of your faith. You can think, if there's a creator, how could you have so much hurt and pain that's going to happen? But we know the ways of this world is going to be tough, and none of us are going to miss it. And when you bring lots of people together, each one of those teammates are going to end up having some type of loss. And so, D. Scott, to answer that, what happens is when those times of trouble hit, you create an environment that the team can be open and honest. And you know what? They will come and ask for prayer. They will come, and even if we just sit there together and just cry or hug, you're just there. And that is the environment that we've created. But on a bigger picture, guys, I've come to each of you with hurt and pain, and I can share with you, hey, struggling times, right? Nobody really cares about making a product get sold when you've got so much hurt. But that lift up, that text message, Russ, that you send in the middle of the day that says, hey, thinking about you, just want to lift you up. Or D. Scott, when we close out a meeting, you say, hey, Michael, can you close us in prayer? There's nothing better than that. And that's what you're sharing, or that's the light that you want to give to all of those that are in our circle of influence. Because if they don't have that, the option that they turn to a lot of times is not good stuff. They will find it in alcohol. They'll find it in drugs. They'll find it in depression that could lead to suicide. And that's why, I'm an ordinary guy, but I just will keep shining a light, trying to encourage them that you're here for a purpose, and the man above, he just he's with you, and he's going to go with you the distance. And that's the encouragement that God laid on my heart that we need to do no matter what you're doing.
Well, I love that, Michael. And I love you and all that you're about. And I love that you're grateful, thankful, and blessed. We see behind you there. But also, thanks for prominently displaying Scott's in my books behind you. But, I'm just so thankful for what a blessing you are to me, to Scott and I, and to just this community, all that you do, and the way you stand for your faith in the midst of challenge. And we're all going to go through that. I always say life happens and then you choose. So I know that you are choosing great things, and want to just take a moment here to remind everybody that we're talking to Michael Holt of LinkedIt Media Group, and what an amazing individual he is. You're going to want to connect with him. But as we get ready to wrap the show up today, Michael, give us just your gold nugget of today, what you want everybody to remember from this conversation, and how do people get in touch with you?
Yeah, well, thank you for that. You got to, here's the golden thought. D. Scott, I mentioned to you, and you've got to experience. Russ, we still got to get you up here to come through the LinkedIt Media so I can get you up on the big screen. But here is my final thought, guys. On my big screen that we do all our training on, there's a number from 0 to 100. And anybody that comes to our office, I always ask them, who's the oldest person that you know that is alive? And it's usually grandma or grandpa that are at 80 something, maybe 90 years of age. And so what I share with the team is I say, you know what, our goal here at LinkedIt Media is hopefully that you can live to be 100 years old. We know someday we're all going to get called home. And I always say I'm a Jesus guy. So I hope that you have Jesus in your heart. If you don't, I would encourage you to do that. And if there's a better plan, let me know what it is. And out of all the people that have been in my office, nobody has told me a better plan than Jesus. But on that card, on there is yellow sticky notes. So you'll write your name and your age on that journey to 100. So Russ, you would put 21 down because you're 21 years old. And we always share that we want you to become better because you're a part of the LinkedIt Media. But also on there are 2 stickers. One is the 81, and that's the average age of women in the U.S. What they live to be is 81, and men is 76. And so the reason I share that with you is that, guys, one day we're going to get called home. So what I want you to know, your Creator has you here at this time, this purpose right now, to go shine your light. And don't let anything hold you back, because one day you're not going to get a chance to do it. So go, as we say here, go F it up, because I always said on a scale of 1 to 10, how's your faith? If it's an 8, there's 2 or 3 things that we can move that F up. So I'm going to tell you, go F it up, go have fun, and just know your Creator, He's got you covered.
You know what I love about that, Michael, is you take something that people think as a negative connotation and you turn it into fun and faith and all the good things. Yeah. And what a blessing you are. What a blessing you are. And I just want to tell you how much Scott and I appreciate you. We are going to say goodbye for now, but boy, we're going to see you again soon. Hang tight here in the green room as we wrap things up. But I just want to remind everybody today, again, Michael Holt with LinkedIt Media Group, his connection information is on the screen. And for those listening on radio, you can go to linkedin.com and Michael Holt's page is there. Just type in Michael Holt and you'll find it. Also, Michael at linkedinmediagroup.com. You can find him there. And Michael, thanks so much for being here today.
You guys, God bless you. We love you. And thanks for being you and shining your light the way you two do. Thank you.
Bless
you. Bet.
Wow. Whew. What a story, tragedy comes with COVID, you lose your job, but he gets an opportunity to start a business with his daughter who came up with the idea, came to him and said, Dad, I think we can do this.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And they are really doing amazing things. And talk about faith in action. Everybody needs to connect with Michael and LinkedIt Media Group. And Scott, always so thankful to be with you. It's a blessing. Every time we get a chance to get together. We're here every Monday on the Experience Local, live with Russ and Scott. We're live streaming at 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and then it broadcasts on KWIL radio at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And we're so thankful that everybody has joined us today. Any last comments, Scott?
Hey, I just want to say thank you, Russ, and thank you to our sponsors. And it was great to hear from Michael Holt of LinkedIt Media today.
All right. Well, until we see you next week, have a great day and a great life, everybody. See ya.
Thank you for tuning in to the Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Listen to the program on Spotify or wherever you listen to fine podcasts. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Catch the audio on KWIL 790 AM Monday evenings at 6 p.m. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Experience Local with Russ and Scott.